Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Most people spend their lives chasing success, working long hours, searching for opportunities, and hoping for a breakthrough. But here's the truth. Your success will never exceed your personal growth, the foundation for everything. Your career, relationships, health, and happiness. All of these start with how hard you work on yourself. Yet too many people expect results without effort. They want success without sacrifice, growth without discomfort, and transformation without discipline. But nothing changes until you do. If you don't take control of your mindset, your habits, and your work ethic, life will control you. Think about it. Every high achiever, every person you admire, every success story, they all have one thing in common. They invested in themselves relentlessly. They built discipline, eliminated excuses, and committed to consistent action, even when no one was watching. That's what separates the winners from the rest. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment to start working on yourself, let me be honest with you. That moment will never come. The only time you have is now. Today I'm going to show you how to build an unstoppable work ethic, master self-discipline, and take full control of your future. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I break down the exact steps to help you become the best version of yourself. Let's dive in. Number 1, own your life. Take full responsibility. If there is one fundamental truth about success, it's this: your life is in your hands. Every decision, every action, and every outcome, whether it's good or bad, traces back to you. The moment you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck is the moment you take back control. Too many people go through life making excuses. They say, I didn't have the right opportunities, or if only my situation was different. But the harsh reality is that excuses don't build success. Action does. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for perfect conditions. They created opportunities. They didn't waste time blaming their past or their environment. They focused on what they could control: their effort, their mindset, and their work ethic. Every time you make an excuse, you give away your power. You tell yourself that you are helpless, that life is happening to you instead of being shaped by you. And when you believe that, you stop trying. You settle for mediocrity. Think about this. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's because of the choices you've made. And while that might be uncomfortable to accept, it's also liberating, because it means that starting today, you can make new choices. If you're not making enough money, you can learn new skills and find better opportunities. If your health is suffering, you can change your habits and commit to self-discipline. If your relationships aren't fulfilling, you can work on improving yourself and how you communicate. Nothing changes until you decide to change it. The reason most people never reach their potential is that they wait for someone else to fix their problems. But here's a fact. No one is coming to save you. Not your boss, not the government, not your family. You are your own rescue mission. The sooner you accept that, the sooner your life starts changing. Some people hear this and say, but you don't understand my situation. Life isn't fair. And they're right. Life isn't fair. Some people start with more advantages, and some face bigger struggles. But winners refuse to let those obstacles define them. They own their reality and take action no matter how hard it gets. Taking responsibility means eliminating the victim mentality. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I am responsible for my life. If I don't like where I am, I have the power to change it. That's not an easy thing to do. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Because the moment you take ownership of your life, everything shifts. You stop waiting. You stop hesitating. You stop hoping for luck or the right timing, and you start creating results. The time is passing whether you take action or not. 1 year from now, you will either be proud of the progress you made or regret the time you wasted. The choice is yours. So decide today: no more excuses, no more waiting, no more blaming. Own your life, take full responsibility, and start moving toward the success you deserve. Number 2, master relentless self-discipline. If there is one skill that separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck, it's self-discipline. It's not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It's just the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Most people believe that discipline is something you're either born with or not. But that's a lie. Discipline is a skill, and like any skill, it can be trained. The problem is that most people rely on motivation, and motivation is unreliable. it comes and goes. Some days you feel unstoppable, ready to tackle any challenge. Other days, you don't feel like doing anything. And that's where most people fail. They only take action when they feel good. And as a result, they never build consistency. Successful people operate differently. They don't wait for motivation. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. They have trained themselves to act based on commitment, not feelings. They have conditioned their minds to get things done, whether they feel like it or not. And because of that, they build momentum. They gain an edge over everyone else who is still waiting for the perfect time to start. The truth is, the perfect time will never come. The only time you have is right now. Think about how many times you've told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Maybe it's waking up early, going to the gym, working on a project, or building a new habit. But when the moment comes, you find an excuse. You convince yourself that skipping today won't matter. You tell yourself you'll make up for it later, but later never comes. One skip day turns into 2, then 3, then a week, then a month. And before you know it, you've wasted time, lost momentum, and are back at square one. This cycle of starting and stopping is what keeps most people stuck. They never push past the resistance. They never train their discipline. They let comfort win. If you want to be successful, you have to reprogram your mind. You have to break the habit of negotiating with yourself. If you say you're going to wake up early, then wake up early. No discussion, no excuses. If you say you're going to work out, show up and do it. If you say you're going to work on your goals, put in the effort, no matter what. Discipline means keeping promises to yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you break a commitment, you weaken it. This is why self-discipline is the foundation of confidence. Most people struggle with self-doubt because deep down they know they don't follow through on their own promises. They say they'll work hard, but they don't. They say they'll be consistent, but they quit. And every time they do, they lose trust in themselves. But when you develop discipline, when you show up every single day and do the work, you start to see yourself differently. You start to believe in yourself, not because of empty motivation, but because you've proven to yourself that you can be trusted to take action. The secret to building discipline is starting small. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to start winning small battles. Wake up when you say you will. Follow your schedule. Finish what you start. These small victories create momentum, and over time they build an unstoppable mindset. What feels difficult today will become second nature tomorrow. What once required willpower will become a habit. And one day you'll wake up and realize that you don't need motivation anymore. You just do it. Most people fail in life not because they aren't capable, but because they never train their discipline. They keep looking for shortcuts, quick fixes, and easy ways out. But success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. So stop waiting for motivation, stop making excuses, and start training yourself to take action. Discipline isn't punishment, it's power. It's the power to control your life, to rise above distractions, and to stay focused on what truly matters. And once you master it, nothing will be able to stop you. Number 3, break the patterns that keep you stuck. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make progress effortlessly while others remain stuck in the same place year after year? The answer isn't luck, talent, or intelligence. It's patterns. The habits, thoughts, and behaviors you repeat daily determine the results you get in life. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you're trapped in cycles that keep you stuck. And until you break those patterns, nothing will change. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they keep repeating the same mistakes. They procrastinate, waste time on distractions, and convince themselves they'll change tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, and eventually, never. If you've ever felt frustrated by your lack of progress, understand this. It's not a lack of ability, it's a lack of change. You can't expect new results if you keep doing the same things. The biggest trap people fall into is the procrastination loop. It starts with good intentions. You set a goal, you feel excited, and you tell yourself, this time will be different. But then the resistance creeps in. You tell yourself you're too tired, too busy, or that you'll start when you feel more prepared. And just like that, you delay action. The more you delay, the harder it becomes to start. Days turn into weeks, and before you know it, you're stuck exactly where you started. Frustrated, disappointed, and wondering why nothing is changing. Another dangerous pattern is chasing motivation instead of discipline. Motivation is a feeling. It's unreliable, inconsistent, and fades quickly. If you only take action when you feel inspired, you'll never be consistent. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They train discipline so they can take action no matter how they feel. They understand that growth happens through discomfort, not by waiting for the perfect moment. If you're always waiting to feel ready, you will stay stuck forever. Then there's the distraction trap. We live in a world designed to steal our attention: social media, endless scrolling, constant notifications. If you don't take control of your focus, distractions will run your life. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They spend hours scrolling, watching, and consuming, but not creating, not progressing, not building. The truth is, every time you give in to distractions, you are choosing short-term comfort over long-term success. If you want to make real progress, you need to be intentional about where your attention goes. So how do you break free from these cycles? It starts with awareness. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Take a hard look at your habits. Where is your time going? What patterns keep repeating? What excuses do you tell yourself? Be brutally honest, because the only way to break a cycle is to recognize it exists. The next step is disrupting the cycle. Once you identify the habits holding you back, replace them with new, better ones. If you procrastinate, commit to a 2-minute rule. Start the task for just 2 minutes, and momentum will follow. If you struggle with distractions, set clear boundaries, turn off notifications, set screen limits, and create focus blocks in your day. If you lack discipline, build small daily habits that reinforce consistency: waking up at the same time, exercising, reading, or working on your goals, even for just 10 minutes a day. Finally, commit to radical accountability. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Become your own motivator. Track your habits, hold yourself accountable, and surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better. The hardest truth to accept is that no one is responsible for changing your life but you. And if you don't change your patterns, your life will stay exactly the same. You have a choice: continue repeating the same cycles and staying stuck, or break free and start making real progress. The only way to change your life is to change what you do every single day. The question is, are you ready to break the patterns that are holding you back? Because the moment you do, everything changes. Number 4, build unstoppable consistency. Success is not built on grand, life-changing moments. It's built on small, consistent actions repeated every single day. Yet most people struggle with consistency because they believe the lie that massive effort in short bursts is what leads to success. They start something with excitement, push hard for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, but the moment motivation fades, they slow down, make excuses, and eventually stop. This is why most people stay stuck. They are obsessed with intensity, but ignore consistency. The truth is, the people who win in life are not the ones who work the hardest for a short period. They're the ones who show up every day, no matter what. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who wish for success. It's the hidden force behind every great achievement. Look at the top athletes, the best entrepreneurs, the highest achievers in any field. They all have one thing in common: they mastered the art of showing up. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They don't wait until they feel like it to put in the work. They commit to their craft, their discipline, and their habits every single day. Because they understand that small, consistent progress beats occasional, intense effort every time. The biggest mistake people make when trying to build consistency is relying on motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It's like the weather. It changes. One day you feel energized, ready to conquer the world, and the next day you don't even want to get out of bed. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you'll never be consistent. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, routines, and self-discipline. They wake up and follow their schedule whether they feel like it or not. They go to the gym when they're tired. They work on their craft when they don't feel inspired. And because of this, they keep improving while everyone else waits for the perfect moment to start. The second reason people fail to stay consistent is that they set goals that are too big, too fast. They try to overhaul their entire life in one day, and when it becomes overwhelming, they quit. Instead of aiming for unrealistic perfection, aim for progress. Focus on small, sustainable changes that you can repeat daily. If you want to get fit, Don't start by working out for 2 hours a day. Start with 15 minutes. If you want to read more, don't set a goal to finish a book every week. Start with 5 pages a day. What matters isn't how much you do in one day, but how long you can keep going without stopping. Another killer of consistency is the all or nothing mindset. Many people think if they can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing at all. If they miss one workout, they give up on their fitness plan. If they eat one unhealthy meal, they abandon their diet. This mindset is toxic because it makes you believe that small setbacks equal total failure. But here's the truth. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. The real secret to consistency is never missing twice. If you miss a day, get back on track the next day. A single mistake won't ruin your progress, but quitting will. So how do you become unstoppable in your consistency? First, set a schedule, not just a goal. A goal is something you want to achieve, but a schedule is something you commit to every single day. Instead of saying, I want to get in shape, set a schedule. I will work out every morning at 7 a.m. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, set a schedule. I will write for 30 minutes every evening. Second, track your progress. Use a habit tracker, a journal, or a simple calendar. When you see visual proof of your consistency, it creates momentum and keeps you accountable. Finally, eliminate excuses. Make your habits so easy to follow that skipping them feels ridiculous. Want to work out in the morning? Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Want to read more? Keep a book next to your bed instead of your phone. Set yourself up for success. Consistency is the foundation of mastery. It's the secret weapon of the most successful people in the world. It's not about how fast you start. It's about how long you keep going. The truth is, every great achievement is just a result of small, consistent actions over time. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more inspiration. You just need to show up every single day, no matter what. The moment you stop chasing motivation and start training consistency, you will become unstoppable. Number 5, stop saying I'm too busy. Prioritize what matters. One of the most common excuses people use to justify their lack of progress is, I'm too busy. It's a phrase that's thrown around so often that it's become a shield. People hide behind whenever they don't want to take responsibility for their time. But here's the truth. You are not too busy. You just aren't prioritizing what truly matters. Every single person on this planet has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not that successful people have more time. It's that they use their time differently. They prioritize their goals over distractions, their growth over comfort, and their future over fleeting pleasures. Think about it. How often do you hear someone say they don't have time to work out, yet they spend hours scrolling through social media or watching TV? How often do people say they don't have time to start a side business, yet they never miss a single episode of their favorite Netflix series? The problem isn't a lack of time. It's a lack of priorities. The reality is, you will always find time for what truly matters to you. If your health, success, and self-improvement are not a priority, you will always find reasons to push them aside. But if you make them non-negotiable, you will create time for them, no matter how busy life gets. Most people fill their schedules with activities that don't actually move them forward. They confuse being busy with being productive. They check emails, respond to messages, attend pointless meetings, and run errands all day. But at the end of it, they have made zero real progress toward their dreams. They are working, but not on the things that matter. And that's the trap. Being busy gives people the illusion of productivity without the results. The most successful people don't try to do everything. They focus on the few things that truly matter and eliminate the rest. They guard their time like it's their most valuable asset, because it is. If you feel like you never have time for the things you say are important, it's time for a serious reality check. The first step to breaking this cycle is to audit your time for the next 24 hours. Track everything you do, write it down. Every minute spent on social media, every pointless conversation, every unnecessary distraction. At the end of the day, look at your list and ask yourself, is this how someone who is serious about success spends their time? The answer will likely shock you. You will see how much time you waste on things that don't bring you closer to your goals. The next step is to eliminate time wasters and replace them with high-impact activities. If you spend an hour a day scrolling through your phone, that's 30 hours a month that could have been used to develop a skill, build a business, or work on your health. If you watch TV for 2 hours every evening, That's 60 hours a month you could have used to completely change your life. What could you accomplish if you redirected that time? You don't need more hours in the day. You just need to use the hours you already have wisely. The final step is to set non-negotiable priorities. If something is important to you, schedule it into your day like an appointment that cannot be missed. If you want to get in shape, schedule your workouts as if they were meetings with your boss. If you want to start a business, dedicate specific hours to working on it every single week. If you want to read more, block out 20 minutes before bed. Treat your personal growth with the same level of importance as your job, because in the long run, it will impact your life even more. You will never find time for success. You have to make time. No one is too busy to improve their life. They just prioritize other things. The question is, what are you prioritizing? Are you prioritizing distractions, comfort, and short-term pleasure? Or are you prioritizing growth, discipline, and the future you want to create? The choice is yours. You poison shove, stop saying I'm too busy and start making time for what truly matters. Because the truth is, you're not too busy, you're just not making yourself a priority. Number 6, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth and comfort cannot exist in the same place. If you want to transform your life, you need to embrace discomfort. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort, running from challenges, and staying within the limits of what feels easy and familiar. But here's the harsh reality. Nothing great happens in your comfort zone. Everything you want, whether it's success, confidence, discipline, a better body, financial freedom, it all exists on the other side of discomfort. If you refuse to step into it, you are choosing to stay stuck, to settle, to be less than you are capable of becoming. Look at the most successful people in any field. The athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the leaders, they all have one thing in common. They willingly put themselves in difficult situations because they know that's where the growth happens. They push their limits, they take risks, they train their minds and bodies to endure discomfort because they understand that the pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Most people do the opposite. They avoid struggle, seek instant gratification, and quit the moment something feels hard. And that's why they never change. Think about it. How often do you avoid difficult things just because they make you uncomfortable? You hesitate to start that business because you fear failure. You avoid tough conversations because they make you anxious. You skip the workout because you don't feel like being uncomfortable. But here's the truth. Everything you avoid is keeping you weak. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you reinforce the habit of quitting. And quitting becomes a pattern, a mindset, a lifestyle. The more you avoid discomfort, the weaker you become. But here's the good news. Discomfort is a muscle, and it can be trained. Just like lifting weights builds your physical strength, pushing through challenges builds your mental toughness. The more you embrace discomfort, the easier it becomes. What once felt impossible will become your new normal. The things that used to scare you will become second nature. The discomfort that once made you quit will become the reason you grow. This is how champions are made, not by avoiding difficulty, but by attacking it head-on. So how do you train yourself to get comfortable being uncomfortable? First, change your mindset about discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to fear, see it as a signal that you are growing. When you feel discomfort, remind yourself, this means I'm getting stronger. This means I'm leveling up. Instead of avoiding difficult things, start seeking them out. Make it your goal to do at least one thing every day that makes you uncomfortable. Whether it's waking up early, taking a cold shower, pushing harder in your workout, speaking up when you're nervous, or facing a fear you've been avoiding. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient you become. Second, stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you give yourself the option to quit, you've already lost. Don't let your mind talk you out of doing what you need to do. If you said you were going to work out, don't debate it. Just go. If you committed to a goal, don't entertain excuses. Follow through. Weakness comes from allowing comfort to dictate your actions. Strength comes from taking action, no matter how you feel. Third, remind yourself why you started. There will be moments when discomfort feels unbearable, when quitting seems like the easy way out. In those moments, ask yourself, why did I start this journey? Is your goal worth a little struggle? Is your dream worth enduring some discomfort? If the answer is yes, then push through. Because no matter how tough it feels now, the pain of quitting will always be worse. Finally, understand that discomfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. The workout that feels brutal today will make you stronger tomorrow. The discipline that feels exhausting now will make you unstoppable later. The fear you face today will make you fearless in the future. Everything you go through is shaping you into a stronger, better, more capable version of yourself. So stop avoiding discomfort. Stop looking for the easy way out. Stop waiting for things to feel good before you take action. Train yourself to thrive in discomfort, and nothing will be able to stop you. Because at the end of the day, the people who succeed are not the ones who take the easiest path. They are the ones who are willing to get uncomfortable, do the hard things, and keep going when everyone else quits. Discomfort is the price of success. Pay it. Number 7, the hidden cost of wasting time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, yet most people treat it as if it's unlimited. Every day, every hour, every minute that passes is gone forever. And yet people waste their time on meaningless distractions, scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV, or procrastinating on things that could actually change their lives. The problem isn't that people don't have time. It's that they don't value it. They think they'll always have more. But here's the truth. Every second you waste today is a second you will never get back. The hidden cost of wasting time is not just lost hours. It's lost opportunities, lost potential, and ultimately a life that never reaches its full potential. Most people don't realize how much time they waste because distractions are everywhere and they make it easy to stay busy while accomplishing nothing. They fill their day with low-value activities, replying to messages, watching pointless content, and keeping themselves entertained instead of focused. But being busy is not the same as being productive. People say they don't have time to work out, start a business, or develop new skills. But if they truly track their time, they'd see that they have plenty of time. They're just giving it away to things that don't matter. Think about it. How many hours have you wasted this week on things that did nothing to improve your future? Be honest. Because every time you choose comfort, distractions, and short-term entertainment over meaningful work, you are making a trade. You are trading your potential for temporary pleasure. And the worst part, you don't feel the cost of wasted time immediately. It sneaks up on you. One wasted day doesn't seem like much, but one day turns into a week turns into a month turns into a year. And suddenly, years have passed, and you're still in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. The most successful people in the world treat time like gold. They don't waste it. They don't allow distractions to steal their focus. They understand that every moment is an opportunity to move forward, to learn, to build, to grow. They know that while most people are wasting time, they are putting in the work that will separate them from the rest. They don't let excuses like "I'm too tired" or "I don't feel like it" rob them of their future. They own their time, and because of that, they control their results. So how do you stop wasting time and start maximizing it? First, track it. Take a hard look at where your hours are going. Write down everything you do in a day, and you'll quickly see where your time is slipping away. Are you spending hours mindlessly scrolling through your phone? Are you watching TV instead of working on your goals? Are you allowing distractions to dictate your schedule instead of taking control of it? Awareness is the first step to change. Next, set clear priorities. If you don't decide how to use your time, life will decide for you. What are your biggest goals? What do you want to accomplish? Write them down, then schedule time for them. If you don't block out time for what matters, you will always find yourself getting pulled into things that don't. Treat your personal growth like an important meeting, one that cannot be canceled. Another powerful strategy is eliminating low-value activities. Be ruthless with your time. If something isn't adding to your success, cut it. If social media is stealing hours from your day, set strict time limits or delete the apps. If you're wasting time watching content that doesn't serve your growth, stop consuming and start creating. Your future depends on what you do today. The less time you waste, the more time you have to build the life you truly want. Finally, take action now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop overthinking. Stop delaying. Every time you put something off, you are stealing from your future self. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. There is no better time than right now. If you're serious about success, prove it by taking action today, not tomorrow. The hidden cost of wasting time is regret. One day you'll look back and wish you had started sooner, worked harder, and taken your dreams seriously. But the good news, you still have time. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice: to keep wasting time or to use it wisely. Don't be the person who looks back years from now, filled with regret, wishing they had done more. Be the person who takes action now, who values their time and who creates the future they truly want. Because time waits for no one. Either you control it, or it controls you. Number 8, develop an unshakable work ethic. If there is one thing that guarantees success in life, it's an unshakable work ethic. It's not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It's just the relentless ability to show up, put in the work, and refuse to quit. Every great achievement, every successful person, every legend in any field has one thing in common: they outwork everyone else. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for motivation. And they don't rely on luck. They create results through pure, focused effort, day after day, no matter what. Yet most people never develop a strong work ethic because they associate hard work with suffering. They see it as something to be avoided, something that drains them. But the truth is, a powerful work ethic is what gives you freedom. The more you discipline yourself, the more control you gain over your life. The harder you work on the right things, the more opportunities open up for you. The people who succeed aren't the smartest or the most gifted. They are simply the ones who commit to the process and refuse to stop until they win. So why do most people fail to develop a strong work ethic? The first reason is lack of consistency. They work hard when they feel inspired. But the moment things get difficult, they slow down or stop completely. They think success is about big, dramatic efforts, but real success is built on small, consistent actions over time. You don't become great overnight. You become great by putting in the work, even when no one is watching. The second reason people struggle is distractions. We live in a world filled with endless entertainment, constant notifications, and quick dopamine hits that pull us away from meaningful work. Instead of focusing on their goals, most people spend their time scrolling through social media, watching TV, or engaging in pointless conversations. And then they wonder why they aren't making progress. If you want to develop an unshakable work ethic, you must protect your focus like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The third reason people fail is comfort. Hard work is uncomfortable. It demands effort, sacrifice, and discipline. And most people would rather stay in their comfort zone than push through challenges. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of success. If you only work when it's easy, you will never achieve anything great. The people who win are the ones who embrace the grind, who understand that success requires suffering, and who are willing to endure pain in order to achieve something greater. So how do you build an unshakable work ethic? First, set high standards for yourself. Most people operate at 50% of their potential because they've never demanded more from themselves. Raise your standards. Expect more from yourself. Push harder. Challenge yourself to work at a level that most people aren't willing to reach. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is simply the willingness to go beyond what's comfortable. Second, create a work routine that eliminates distractions. If you sit down to work but constantly check your phone, answer texts, or get sidetracked, you will never be productive. Number 9, turn failure into fuel. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary step toward it. Yet most people fear failure so much that they avoid challenges, refuse to take risks, and give up the moment. Things don't go as planned. They treat failure as proof that they aren't good enough, that they should quit, that success isn't meant for them. But here's the truth. Failure is the greatest teacher you will ever have, if you're willing to learn from it. Every successful person has failed. Every champion, every billionaire, every innovator has faced setbacks, rejection, and moments where they thought about quitting. The only difference between them and the people who stay stuck is that they didn't let failure break them. They used it to build themselves. Most people have been conditioned to believe that failure is bad. Since childhood, we've been taught that making mistakes is something to be ashamed of, that success is about always getting things right. But that's a lie. Success is not about avoiding failure, it's about pushing through it. Every time you fail, you are given two choices. You can let it define you, make you feel worthless, and stop you from trying again. Or you can use it as a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and proof that you are on the right path. Because failure doesn't mean you're incapable, it means you are in the process of becoming capable. The most successful people in the world don't fear failure, they seek it out. They know that failure is a sign that they are pushing their limits, stepping outside their comfort zone, and growing. They don't see failure as an obstacle, They see it as feedback. Every time something doesn't work, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? What needs to change? They don't take failure personally, they take it strategically. And that's why they keep moving forward while others give up. One of the biggest reasons people let failure destroy them is that they take it too personally. They see failure as a reflection of their worth rather than as a part of the process. But failure doesn't define you. Your response to failure does. The only time failure is permanent is when you quit. Otherwise, it's just a stepping stone to success. Some of the greatest success stories in history were built on failure. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because he was told he had no creativity. Oprah Winfrey was once told she wasn't fit for television. Imagine if they had let failure stop them. Imagine if they had given up after hearing, no, they didn't, and neither should you. The reason failure feels so painful is because your ego wants to protect you. Your mind tells you that failing means you're not good enough, that it's safer to stay where you are, that trying again isn't worth the risk of more disappointment. But that's just fear talking. If you let fear dictate your actions, you will never grow. The people who succeed at the highest levels have learned to separate their ego from their progress. They don't let failure shatter their confidence because they understand that failure is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It means they had the courage to try, to step into the unknown, to take risks. And every time they fail, they get smarter, stronger, and better prepared for the next opportunity. So how do you turn failure into fuel? First, change your perspective. Stop seeing failure as something negative and start seeing it as proof that you are growing. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. If you're failing, it means you're in the game, you're taking action, and you're moving forward. Second, analyze your failures. Instead of getting emotional, get strategic. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I do differently? What lesson can I take from this? The people who grow the fastest are the ones who learn the fastest. Third, build resilience. The more you fail and get back up, the tougher you become. Over time, you start to realize that failure isn't something to be feared. It's something to embrace. It makes you stronger, smarter, and more prepared for success. Finally, use failure as motivation. Let every rejection, every setback, every mistake fuel you to work harder, get better, and push further. Let it remind you why you started in the first place. Let it make you so determined that nothing, not failure, not fear, not self-doubt, can stop you. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. The ones who win are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. So the next time you fail, don't see it as the end. See it as a new beginning. Use it, learn from it, and then get back to work. Number 10, stop waiting. Take action now. The biggest lie people tell themselves is I'll start tomorrow. They convince themselves that the perfect time will come, that they'll take action when they feel ready, that next week, next month, or next year will be different. But the harsh truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now. Tomorrow is just an excuse, a delay tactic that keeps people stuck in the same place while they watch others move forward. If you want to change your life, you have to stop waiting and start taking action today. Most people live their lives in a constant state of postponement. They wait for the perfect moment to start that business, go to the gym, change careers, or finally pursue their dreams. But guess what? The perfect moment doesn't exist. Life will always be busy. You will always have obstacles, responsibilities, and unexpected problems. If you keep waiting for everything to be just right, you will wait forever. The truth is, successful people don't wait, they act. They don't wait for motivation, for permission, or for some magical moment of clarity. They take action even when they don't feel ready, even when the circumstances aren't ideal, because they know that progress only happens when they move. One of the biggest reasons people procrastinate is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. They hesitate because they don't want to make mistakes or face rejection. But here's the truth. Inaction is the biggest mistake you can make. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. The more you hesitate, the more life passes you by. And one day you'll look back and realize that while you were waiting, someone else was out there doing the work, taking the risks, and making progress. The worst part about waiting is that it becomes a habit. The more you put things off, the easier it becomes to delay again and again. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're still in the same place, with the same dreams, the same frustrations, and the same regrets. Time is passing whether you take action or not. 1 year from now, you could either be looking back on a year of growth, progress, and achievement, or you could be in the exact same spot, wishing you had started today. So how do you break the cycle and start taking action? First, eliminate the someday mentality. Stop telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready. Instead, start now, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Action creates momentum. And once you start moving, it becomes easier to keep going. Second, commit to small, consistent steps. You don't need to have everything figured out before you begin. You just need to start, want to get in shape. Do one workout today. Want to start a business? Research for 30 minutes today. Want to improve your mindset? Read 10 pages of a book today. Small actions, repeated consistently, lead to massive results. Third, stop overthinking. Many people waste time analyzing every possible scenario, trying to make the perfect decision. But overthinking leads to paralysis. The longer you sit and think about doing something, the more likely you are to talk yourself out of it. Instead of debating, just do it. Make a decision, take the first step, and adjust as you go. You will learn more from taking action than from sitting around waiting for the right time. Finally, hold yourself accountable. Set deadlines. Track your progress. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better. If you struggle with discipline, remove the option to quit. Successful people don't give themselves a choice. They commit, they follow through, and they make things happen. No excuses. At the end of the day, you are either moving forward or staying stuck. There is no in between. The people who win in life aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are simply the ones who decided to start while everyone else was waiting. And the truth is, you are just one decision away from changing everything. One decision to stop making excuses. One decision to take the first step. One decision to commit fully to your goals. That decision can be made right now. So the question is, are you going to keep waiting, or are you going to take action? Because your future is being created today, in this very moment. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You just need to start. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start building the life you deserve right now. At this point, you have everything you need to take control of your life. Build an unstoppable work ethic, and create the future you've always wanted. But here's the truth. Knowing what to do is not enough. The real difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is action. You can listen to all the motivation in the world, read all the books, watch all the videos, but if you don't apply what you've learned, nothing changes. Success is not about waiting for the right time. It's not about having perfect conditions or endless motivation. It's about making a decision to take full responsibility for your life, a decision to develop self-discipline, to break the patterns that hold you back, and to push through discomfort. A decision to stop wasting time and prioritize what truly matters. A decision to show up and do the work, even on the days you don't feel like it. The truth is, you are far more capable than you realize. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are now, facing doubts, fears, and challenges. The only difference is, they took action. They refused to let fear stop them. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't waste time making excuses. They simply decided to move forward, no matter what. And now, it's your turn. 1 year from now, you will either look back with pride at how far you've come, or with regret at all the time you wasted. Which one will it be? The choice is yours. No one else can do this for you. No one is coming to push you. It's all on you. So make the decision right now. No more waiting. No more hesitation. No more excuses. Take action today. Even if it's small, even if it's imperfect, just start. Because once you do, momentum will build, confidence will grow, and before you know it, you'll be unstoppable. This is your moment. Your future starts today. Go make it happen.